If you want to make yourself irresistible to for the win, there's two things you can do. First, call soccer football. Second, play a hit and run deck. And today, that's exactly what I'll be doing. Much better than that stupid Excelgor from Journey Together we pretended was playable, Lokix does 150 damage and shuffles itself back into the deck. Thankfully, all attached cards go with it, so Ignition Energy isn't discarded and you can continually reuse a singular Brave Bangle. After that, it's a simple matter of promoting someone like Mimikyu, who's immune to damage from EXs. You then repeat the process by evolving into Lokix again, either by having a spare Nymble or utilizing Forest of Vitality and retreating your active. When it works, there's not a whole lot your opponent can do other than use their Gust cards. Obviously though, Solrock is a huge problem. It can one-shot both Mimikyu and Klefki, and if they know what they're doing, it'll happen 2 or 3 times in a game. Munkidori is another huge obstacle since you're 2 or 3-shotting most things. Battle Cage helps until you remember they can just damage your active. So someone like Klefki is almost mandatory. Pretty much every list I built is the exact same. 3/3 Lokix, at least 3 Ignition, and then someone to put in the active that's more annoying than a Gardevoir player who thinks your time isn't important. We are definitely in the danger zone right now. Whenever whenever an Iron Hands player whiffs 2 Generator, they might just concede, so we can't have too good of a turn. Luckily, that's not a concern for us with this type of hand. So the fact that they whiff 2 Jenny means I can just go for Cleffa. The Forest of Vitality, remember, that's not active on turn 1. So if you're wondering, hey, Pilot, why didn't you Forest of Vitality and go find a Lokix with your, why don't you play with your balls and go get a Lokix? Where's the poison? Exactly. So we have the Mimikyu, we got Prime Catcher, we have many things. They have a dead hand. Tapu Koko's just 60 plus 20. So I think I just win. I need to save the Prime Catcher, though. So we got to save the Prime Catcher. I don't want to Iono them. I think I want to play with my balls. No, we'll save. We'll wait and play with our balls a little bit later. So let's go Brute Bonnet. Retreat into Lokix. Jumping Shot. Honestly, I think I just go up with the Cleffa. Because right now the Cleffa is just occupying a bench space. You know, in normal circumstances, no, you would never promote the Cleffa, but my bench is just jammed up like a sandwich, like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So we want them to use Linked Lightning or something, or just do nothing and have a terrible time in life. Well, this is pretty cool. Okay, so I don't really want to lose the Switch, but this is too fun. This is too fun not to do right now. I mean, I guess I could get rid of the Iono and the Nest Ball. No, we gotta get rid of the Switch. We gotta just go for the knockout here on the Latias. We're gonna go for the Lokix. There we go. And because I want this to be a competitive... No, I mean, they have Iron Hands. So I'm like, I want this to be a competitive game, but they're probably gonna look at my board position and say, Trust Your Pilot's board position isn't very good. His feet are good, but his board position isn't. So I don't think I need to Iono them to improve their hand. And we prize several supporters. And they come up with the Electrike. So the Mega Magnetric, remember, it's 2 energy and it's immune to basics. And then 3 energy, it'll do 200 or 330 if they need it to. So the Mega Magnetric is really good, but... you know, I'm better. You know, I'm better than them at this game. So obviously, if I'd known I was gonna rip an Iono and a Lillie's off the prizes, I would have Ultra Balled away. Oh, please whiff your third one. I would have got rid of the Iono and probably the Nest Ball. So the Iron Hands isn't really a problem. I would like to put a bit of damage on it if I can. But it's not the worst thing in the world if I do the thing. They haven't used their Fez yet. Interesting that they didn't Brute Bonnet. You're going to bring up the Brute Bonnet and knock it out with an arm press. If that's their plan, what they should have done is retreated off the energy, accelerated it with the electric, and then Prime Catchered, unless obviously they have it, right? So what they should have done, which they didn't do, I mean, they still have access to Fez. Oh, okay. What? Oh, they use Fez. Oh, right, because it's a global status condition. I always forget about that. So the Fez is a global status condition. It's not a Pokemon-based status condition, so you won't see it on the thing. And that's not great. I want the Forest of Vitality. How badly do I want the Forest of Vitality? You know, well, actually, I think this is fine, right? Because if they go and knock out the Brute Bonnet, they're only taking one prize. Right? If they decide to go arm press and take a prize, that's fine. You got my Brute Bonnet out of the active. Thank you. you helped me out. Thank you. So they bought themselves the turn they needed. I'm going to be able to probably deal with this Iron Hands pretty quickly. As long as they don't have 4 bosses, we should be hunky-dory here. And that's some Sacred Ass. We're going to save that for later. I think we go Lilies. We do have to hope for a couple things here. And we got more than a couple things. Okay. The only question is, do I use... I think I used the Dunsparce right now. I think we use it just in case I can get like another Nymble or something. Goated. So another Nymble. And then do I put the Fez down? I think the answer is yes. Because I believe there's 2 Air Balloon. That's fine. Okay. Here's the predicament we find ourselves in. So if I jumping shot and then give them the Cleffa, I think I'm masterfully baiting them here, right? Because if I masterfully bait them, they go after the Cleffa, they attach their energy to the Iron Hands, they knock out the Cleffa, take 2 prizes, go down to 3. I promote my Nymble, take the knockout of the Iron Hands. Iron Hands is out of the equation. They don't have enough generators or electric to build up another Iron Hands out of nowhere. So I think that's the right play. I think. Don't quote me on that. The only issue now is, how exactly do I win? I think we're going to need an Air Balloon. And yeah, I'm just in such an in-between. Like, I have to use Fezandipiti next turn. The thing is, I think I use Fezandipiti first. This is a poison build. They just happen to knock it out. Pecharunt KO, they wouldn't get knocked out quickly enough. Thank you for quoting me on that. They wouldn't get knocked out quickly enough, so we gotta hope for a couple other things. So I think we do the random thing first, which is the Fezandipiti, and then if I whiff the Fezandipiti, then we just use Hilda and take the KO and go up into Mimikyu. Oh, that's good. Okay, so we go Fez. That's great. Thank you. What a terrific hand you've given me here. I could not have asked for a better hand. All right, so Lokix and Ignition. We take the KO. I mean, I can't use the Sacred Ash for that. We gotta go Jumping Shot. We go into Mimikyu. They're probably gonna have a knockout on the Fez. As long as they don't Iono me, right? Because most likely they're not going to Iono me. Because their A-Spec was also Prime... Hello there! I forgot you were in the deck. Because of course you were prized. Yeah, this is the exact scenario why it's in the deck. So this guy's doing 240. But I don't know if I can manufacture this properly. If they put down another EX and I can Binding Mochi the Dudunsparce EX, then we got it. But if I can't do that, then yeah, that ain't happening, bro. And they got the stupid bosses. Okay, so that means they didn't Iono us. So what exactly... Oh, no, this is perfect. So we just win with the Dunsparce. Yeah, so we got it. Oh, and they put the Mew down too. Oh, this is great. Thank you. So this is the poison build, which apparently doesn't have any poison in it. Oh, and they also have to Riotous Blasting away everything. You know, they have to blow their entire load. They're not going to be expecting this. They are definitely not expecting this move. Yeah, they don't know. You know, I was like, hey, Dudunsparce EX, sometimes you got to do it, right? Sometimes you gotta do it. Sometimes that's the way the world works, is you gotta show your opponent the what for. Yeah, 300, we gotta bring up somebody. Let's get rid of that stupid Mirage. No, we're gonna knock out the Tapu Koko. And then we just go Tenacious D. I gave him the Tenacious D. So the Lokix, I think this was a decent enough showcase for it. We didn't showcase the poison part, but the Dunsparce EX decided to show itself out of the prizes. We masterfully baited our opponent multiple times, and then they riotous blasted their load all over me. I have prepared my whole life for this moment. We're going to Iono into everything we need, and then we're going to win. It's that simple. We're going to get Brute Bonnet Ancient, but we literally got nothing. This is... Okay, no, great. We're off to a fantastic start. Triple Hilda and nothing. Okay, so I can Hilda. Yeah, the Bravery Charm is unfortunate. Yeah, those Bravery Charms are not great, but we can still one-shot a Mega Absol. I'm interesting that they didn't try to leave a space open for Turbo Energize. They obviously have the Pecharunt EX. They can Munkidori. So I have to go get Dudunsparce EX Dudunsparce, baby Dudunsparce. And then just whatever energy, I guess. It's Mega Lopunny again? Mega Absol Lopunny is what we're facing? So maybe we have to revisit the list because we're just struggling to get cards. It's like Hilda is, you never want to see Hilda. You know, I think 2 Hilda is fine. You know, last game we drew in, and they got their own Hilda. Of course they do. Well, last game we drew into 4 Ignition. This game we drew into 3 Hilda. You know, I want to be able to find my energy with this deck, but not like this. Not at the cost of being able to play the game. And don't forget, they already attached an energy this turn, so they're not doing anything. And they didn't do anything. What's the sad face? You're the one who didn't do... Oh my god. Stop giving me so much damn energy. I don't need this much energy. Okay, so next turn, obviously, they're going to Mega Lopunny and KO my Pecharunt. Okay, that's not great, but we can Hilda and do something next turn. Okay, so if I go Mimikyu in play, is that good? Is that a thing that I can do? Just trying to run through the Professor Turo's scenarios here. If I put the Cleffa down, that's not good. There's just no real good way this buffs out for us. I think we just have to put the Dunsparce down. And then end turn, hopefully they don't have a bosses or a Prime Catcher or something. God, and Dong, we're having fun today with this deck. You know, I thought the deck would just collapse on itself and suck because the deck isn't very good and Lokix isn't very good. PDCGL had other plans, clearly. But fun fact, if they evolve the other Mega Lopunny, we have a very good chance of winning. Okay, so they're thrusting me. That's good. I'm going to basically have to sacrifice the Shaymin. I'm going to say sacrifice the Shaymin. We're going to have to sacrifice the Shaymin. Ooh, hello. Okay, maybe we don't. Let's go Hilda for Lokix and Ignition. Or, I mean, I guess I could get to Dunsparce, right? I could get to Dunsparce, and then worst case scenario, we just Ultra Ball. So we do this, and then worst case scenario, I just Ultra Ball for what I need. Okay, we got the Fez, which is going to help us out. Okay, this is actually really good, because we might get what we need here. We did. All right, so we go Ignition. We didn't get everything we needed, but we got most things we needed. Okay, so Brute Bonnet gets that. We Poison. And then I play with my balls. We get rid of Shaymin. And I think the Dunsparce... I think we just get rid... No, we're going to get rid of this one because we want to keep the EX a secret. It is very important that we keep the EX a secret. How many Forest of Vitality? I only have 1 Forest of Vitality. But I think Mimikyu makes sense here. So let's go Jumping Shot. They're poisoned. I do have to get the Forest of Vitality, but I'm thinking we're gonna be okay. Oh god, I think we're gonna be okay. Famous last words, I know. But I have the Dunsparce EX just waiting in the wangs. You know, the Mimikyu, I know they're gonna knock it out with Spiky Hopper, but if they use Spiky Hopper, maybe we can do something. And the cool thing is, yeah, don't worry, we're gonna use the Pecharunt. We're going to use the Pecharunt. But I want them to have to attach to the, oh. I was trying to masterfully bait them into using Spiky Hopper. Interesting. Okay. Now I have a decision to make. There's a counter catcher. I guess I go Air Balloon, and then we just sort of see, because yeah, I have 3 Pokemon in there. One's a Pecharunt, one's a Dunsparce. So we're going to save the Sacred Ash for when this Pecharunt gets knocked out. That's good. And then we only have 1 Binding Mochi, so that's very important that we don't lose that. And then I think I get rid of Lokix and Iono, because we might need the Hilda. We go get another Nymble. I know what I'm doing, everybody. Okay, so I know this is crazy. I know this is crazy, and I just met you, but I'm going to sacrifice the Mimikyu. Okay, because I want them to use Spiky Hopper, and then I'm going to go into the Lokix. We're going to take the knockout with the Lokix. We're going to give them somebody. The only question remaining is, do I just go for the Hilda play and take the guaranteed ignition energy, or do I think the PDCGL is going to actually give me ignition energy when I need it? YouTube audience, this is going to be in the YouTube video no matter what happens, because this is like the one game where I think we have a chance. But you didn't see it. Sub to the VODs channel. Was this the game where I got 4 Iono? Do they not realize? Oh, they don't know. They don't know that. They don't know that Mega Abs. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Oh, no. Okay, get rid of the Hilda. Get rid of the Hilda. They're going to go for the Lokix. Oh, they got rid of the 1 card they shouldn't have? And then we just get double Lokix? That was the 1 card in my hand you should not have gotten rid of. Like, there were several cards in that deck you should have got rid of. That is not it. Okay, so yeah, this is going to be in the YouTube video no matter what. And then they go and pull a move like that. So I think I just take the knockout with Binding Mochi, because then I can promote the Mimikyu, because they don't know this matchup like I do. Right? They definitely don't know the matchup as well as I do, because I'm a real fart smeller. I came prepared to deal with Mega Absol, and that's why the Binding Mochi exists. Other lists have a Tool Scrapper. So I came prepared for Mega Absol today. You know, we hit them for weakness. They don't know that I hit them for weakness. They have learned a valuable lesson today. Okay, the issue now is that we're just not going to find our energy. They can't do anything to the Mimikyu this turn. They can do things to anybody else. They're probably going to knock out the Fez if I had to guess. And if they do that, I think we just take a turn to do nothing. Right, I'll go get a Nymble. So yeah, they're gonna knock out the Fez. Whatever. Wait, what? There's a step you're missing here, Waylord Hunter. But yeah, to finish the story, I Iono'd into 4 Ignition Energy and a Hilda. I can't remember if that was this game or not, but that was a special time. That was a special time. I've just had such terrible luck. You know, this deck only plays 4 Ignition. That's the entire energy spread, because you could realistically get by with 1. If you were an absolute crazy person, you could have 1 Ignition Energy in your deck, and that is literally enough to win. All right, so I just go Buddy-Buddy Poffin. I think I get Dunsparce and Nymble. We poison, retreat into the Pecharunt, and then just sort of see what happens. Oh, hello. Okay, never mind. Never mind. We clap their cheeks here. Okay, so actually, no, I think it's the same thing. We're doing the same thing. It's just this could go sideways here, like the Paul Giamatti movie. All right, so we want to go Toxic Powder. And then retreat into Lokix. And then Jumping Shot. And this is where I promote the Pecharunt. Right? No. Yes? Yes. I think this is where I promote the Pecharunt, because if they take a knockout, then Counter Catcher is active, and I can take my pick. So they're not going to be attacked with Mega Kangaskhan. They have to attack with the Mega Lopunny here. If they go for my one Nymble, which theoretically would be a good idea, if they go for the Nymble, I can maybe get my Forest of Giant Plants, or my Forest of Medium-Sized Plants. But what I realized, and I think what I forgot to change with this list, is that you want to have 2 Forest of Vitality and 1 Battle Cage, because you could find yourself in a situation where they just absolutely body you. All right, here we go. The game doesn't come down to this yet, but this. Okay, that is great. I think I just Cleffa down. I go Ancient Booster on the Dunsparce. We just retreat, go into the Cleffa, and Grasping Draw. I think that's all we do. And then somehow we didn't get a single freaking Ignition Energy. Somehow Ignition Energy decided not to show up. But I still have access to a lot of things. If they target my Nymble, then I have to get the Forest of Giant Plants. But I think, you know, based on what hand I had, that's kind of what I had to do. Yeah, it went from 4 Ignition Energy off an Iono to what Ignition Energy, that's impossible to find. There's only one card that can find that, and that's Hilda. So YouTube audience, I know I normally only put wins in the video. This is staying in the video, win, loss, or draw. Or if this goes to sudden death, we're putting it in the video. Because I know I have Gust cards. We haven't played any Gust cards. We have a Lily's Determination. If I were to get Iono, that wouldn't be the worst thing, because that would mean they wouldn't Gust my Nymble. I think they're just going to knock out the okay. Okay. What is... okay. Hello? Okay, but didn't they put that down this turn? Didn't they put the Baneri down this turn? My brain hurts. Yeah, okay, I was like, they can retreat. That's what they can do. Okay, they've come to their senses. Okay, we're fine. I can Sacred Ash. I can thin a lot of things. I think we can do this. Unless PDCGL hates me, which it does, we're gonna win this game. I have all the things I need. We have the Fez, we have the Dunsparce. I'm gonna waste the Poffin. That's a useless card, thank you. Okay, sequencing. Sequencing is very important here. Do not screw this up, Trust Your Pilot. Okay, so Binding Mochi goes on you. Sacred Ash. We need Fezandipiti, Lokix, and I think the Dunsparce. Okay, and then we go Nest Ball for Fezandipiti. Yes. Sounds like a plan. And then I will Prime Catcher. This, it doesn't matter. I'm just using that to get the Prime Catcher out of the deck. And then we go into the Nymble, because we have to do that. Okay, and then... which makes... I think this makes more sense, right? We go Lily's first, and then oh my god! Please, dear god, no. Please, do not do this to me. There's 3 Ignition Energy in the deck. So we go flip the strip first, because we don't want to use the Dunsparce first. Thank you. Oh my god. Let's see. Would we have gotten it? Okay. That was so close. That was so close. We go Jumping Shot. Oh, man. So the reason you Fez before Dunsparce is because Fez is just a draw 3. If I Dunsparce, that puts the Dunsparce and the Dunsparce back in the deck ahead of the Fez. So that would decrease my chances by 2 cards. So you want to use the Fez first if you know you're looking for something, and then Dunsparce, because that would just put 2 cards into my deck ahead of the Fez that I don't want to see, though I guess technically I did want to see the Dunsparce, but I shuffled it into whatever. You want a Fez before the Dunsparce if you know there's a card you need. It's complicated. It's math. Just trust me. There's an Air Balloon that I don't want. Thank you. So let's go Buddy-Buddy Poffin. We want Nymble. We have that. So we want Nymble and Mimikyu. We put the Air Balloon on the Mimikyu. Yeah, I guess I just do that. I really don't want to waste the Prime Catcher on this. But at least I could knock out a Lopunny, because we know that the Lopunny is the threat. Right, so I think wasting a Prime Catcher on the Baneri does make sense, because Lopunny is the biggest problem for this deck for sure. Because it looks like they're playing the new Charmeleon. And if you saw my tweet, I looked at the top 8 list from Stuttgart, and Charmander, the 80... Oh, hello. Never mind. I mean, they did nothing, but the way that they win this game is with Lopunny. I don't really have a choice. I have to go Ignition Energy. Though, funnily enough, I could attach the Ignition to the Dunsparce and be like, PDC Jail's gonna screw me over and give me a Dunsparce, and that's how I take that knockout. But we got the Lokix, baby. We got both of the things. Doesn't matter. Nice try live. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna Poffin first for Dunsparce Nymble, not the Terastallizing Psyduck. This is great. I think we wait then, right? But what if they go after my Nymble? No, they're not going to do that. They're not going to go after my Nymble. There's 0 chances they go after the Nymble. And Dr. Arceus, Pokegear is heavily played in Japan. If you were to ask me what's the one big difference between Japan, their lists over there, and our lists over here, it is Pokegear. They know. They know. They know that Lopunny's their win con. But luckily, Charizard EX, but Japan is weird. Charizard EX is weak to grass, so I can knock out a Charizard EX with Lokix. So we have a decent chance of beating them off. Like, I'm hyped about this. I'm gonna Dunsparce. We're gonna Poffin for like all of our Nymble. They're putting a Fez in play, which is really good. And I think actually, no, I think I'd go get Pecharunt. I think we go get Pecharunt. Oh, that's great. You're weak to grass. This is awesome. But yeah, the one big difference is you look at Japanese list, Pokegear is everywhere. You know, just if they have a 59 card deck, the 60th card is Pokegear. They have a 56 card deck, the 4 extra cards are going to be Pokegear. So I think it's because the meta over there is slightly different. Like, Dusknoir is heavily played, but they don't really play Battle Cage. You know, they take out Psyduck. They're wishy-washy between the Psyduck. They must have an Air Balloon. You must have an Air Balloon. Otherwise, this is a questionable decision by you. I'm not sure I understand the decision if you do this. Okay, they're going for Charmeleon. Again, that's the new one. And yeah, I looked at the top 8 list from Stuttgart. And the winning list, what the hell? The winning list at Stuttgart had the new Charmander, the new Charmeleon, 4 Dawn, and those were the top 3 cards, because the other 7 cards in the top 8, I don't think played any new cards. It was kind of crazy. Okay, I think I did Dunsparce first, because this is going to tell us what we got. We got Lokix, so then we do that. We take the knockout of the Charmeleon, we go that and that, because alternatively, what I was going to do is I was going to go for the Pecharunt, and take the KO with the Pecharunt through poison, but we ain't doing that. So let's go Nymble, Dunsparce. They're having a rough go over there. Did I put that Dunsparce down this turn? Or was that Dunsparce last turn? Whatever the case, I think I used Brute Bonnet. And we got to keep our dust cards just as a safety precaution. That's fine. And then Jumping Shot. So Flap doesn't get there. I should be running Secret Box. Why should I be running Secret Box? We got Prime Catcher. You need Gust in this deck. Like, Prime Catcher is good because it's like bosses. You can play one bosses, you can play one Counter Catcher, one Prime Catcher. I will say I did look at Lycia's appeal. Lycia's appeal was quite appealing to me. And if I have Binding Mochi and Ancient Booster, we got this game. Okay, that's why I got the Dudunsparce. You're probably wondering, why'd you go and get the Dudunsparce? That's why. Ooh, hello. We're about to do 240 with the Dudunsparce EX. This has been the freaking MVP because no one expects this card anymore. No one is playing this card anymore. No one expects it. No one suspects it. And they just load up their side of the field with EXs. They're like, hey, what are you going to do with your weak little single prize deck? And, well, the Prime Catcher is also a switch, right? Especially in a Brute Bonnet deck, you want to have the switch card. So they can't just, oh, see, again, this is why I put the Dudunsparce in play and didn't pop it. But that's the thing. If you put the Brute Bonnet down, you want to have the Prime Catcher. And they got nothing. They have no answer to my Mimikyu this turn. See, I told you, hunting the Bunny. You have to know your opponent's deck in order to attract the right customer. So I know it's hard to read because PTCGL, but Spiky Hopper goes through Mimikyu. Talked about this a lot. And that Lopunny is looking a little thick. All right. And then, obviously, Charizard. Ooh, hello. Okay. Here's what we do. Oh, God. I could really screw this up. Oh, no. Oh, no. This is bad. Okay, I'm not going to get greedy. I'm not going to get greedy. I got a little bit greedy. Okay, so let's go into you. Into you. I mean, they have the Charmander. That's doing 30. Okay, so let's go Toxic Powder. And I want to give them the Dunsparce. Or I guess the Nymble's fine, right? Now we'll give them the Dunsparce. We give them the Dunsparce. You know, I really thought one of the top 3 cards of my deck was going to be playable. And Meowington? Damn straight. That's why we got the life-size dolls. And they could have used Iono on me. And Azul, thank you for the raid. We're out here. We're playing Lokix. So it's... we're having a terrible time. And maybe with the Azul raid, we're going to top deck a good card because I did everything right except account for PTCGL. You know, we're only down 2 supporters. Okay, they still have to retreat. There's a bosses. Okay, they still have to find a way to retreat. And then they didn't retreat. This is great. Give me a playable card. That's a playable card, baby. Okay, so we got the Dudunsparce. Azul is my Lucky Charms. He's got me Lucky Charms. Oh, this is awesome. And then we just take the knockout. Okay. I think I put the Pecharunt down just to take the prize. And then we use the... I'm going to put the Air Balloon on the Dunsparce. Because they're not going to expect this play. No, I think we saved the Air Balloon. Yeah, we're just going to Iono. Yeah, unfortunately, the raid doesn't come with the streamer client. But I'm the #1 dev in this game. I'm the main dev. Don't I get special privileges? Okay, so we want the Battle Cage out of here. End turn. Take the KO. So that's cool. I know that's a little greedy. But again, we have to... We're not in a great spot right now. We have Hilda. If we get Iono'd, that could just be GG. And I'm not talking about Azul. Oh, and everyone coming from Azul's raid, let me put all the free codes. If you haven't redeemed these free codes, most of them should still be active. So some of those codes are for packs. Some of those codes are for credits. Redeem them if you haven't, and make sure you're buying the daily bundle. So the daily bundle is eight packs every single day for 100 trainer points, which is an insane deal. Normally one pack is 200 trainer points. So I'm trying to help out all those Azul viewers. You know, I'm trying to give you all this free stuff. Yeah, not free packs. Yeah, I post every day on Twitter about the daily bundles. It's, you know, the packs slightly change every day. I think it's like 2 Phantasmal Flames every day and then 6 like random. And Leonardo in the shop. Okay, here we go. If I top deck a Binding Mochi, we win the game. Or if I have a second Pecharunt, we win the game. Okay, that's a Lokix. That's fine. Do I have a second Pecharunt? We do! Oh, that's amazing! Okay, so we go for the Dudunsparce. I know I have the EX Dudunsparce, but it's a little too early for that. We go Lokix, Ignition Energy, Toxic Powder. Okay, again, I know this is greedy, but you gotta do it. When Azul raids you, you gotta be greedy. And then they can't use Fezandipiti either because they're getting knocked out between turns. Okay, then we go Pecharunt. They get knocked out due to poison. And then all I have to do is take one prize. Somehow I feel like we're going to lose this game, but all I have to do is take a single prize to win. And they have lots of ways to beat me off here, and that's not great. But they might overload their side of the field with EXs. I know I just knocked out an EX, so it seems counterproductive, but I went for the crazy... Did you not see what just happened to your previous Charizard? Do you not see the beatdown I just laid upon your Zard? What do I think their stadium? They must be playing Battle Cage. Why no youngster on the list? Because I prefer schoolboys over youngsters. Schoolboys and schoolgirls over youngsters all day. Okay, so they take the KO. I have time, but I don't have rhyme. I think what I do is I go Nymble down, Cleffa for more cards, and Dr. Pelipper, because I faced just Golden Go. If all I did was face Golden Go today, I would probably have a good chance. Because, you know, once you get rid of their Solrock, it becomes very difficult. Uh-oh. They're going for the Brute Bonnet. Okay, that's unfortunate, but that's also good because they left the Nymble. Okay, so we keep the Dunsparce, I believe. Okay, that's fine. So let's go... Because again, I have the Dunsparce EX. So let's go that there. I'm going to put the Ancient Booster on the Dunsparce just to draw a little more. I know this seems crazy. All you Azul viewers are like, this isn't what Azul would do. You have to remember that I am not on the streamer client. And Diamond Spectre, I linked my Twitter account. It has all the information you need. Yeah, you just go to the shop and it's in the top left. The daily bundle, I think we're on day 4 or 5, so you probably missed a few days. You know, blame Azul for not telling you. You know, if you didn't know the daily bundles were there, then you should probably find a new streamer to watch. And might I suggest someone quite handsome who's from a foreign country to all you Americans out there, who is really good at getting to the 1300s of Master League? That I'm trying to bait you into saying, oh, but For the Win's not live right now. Yeah, there we go. Gorgoroth, I knew I was going to bait you into doing that, Gorgoroth. See, I knew I was going to get all of you. I told you, I'm a master baiter. I knew I was going to get all of yous. Okay. We got this one. I have the Sacred Ash. Oh my god, they're putting an Oricorio down. Oh, another Dudunsparce EX for game. Please, Please, another Dudunsparce EX per game. This is going to be like the most wins Dudunsparce EX has ever had in a day. And then they attach the energy for Spiky Hopper. Makes a lot of sense. I mean, they don't really need to... Uh-oh. Okay, well, this hand was kind of dead except for the Sacred Ash. And Scenario, I told you. We got Binding Mochi. Oh my goodness. We had it in the deck all along. Okay, what I've really noticed with this deck is that you have a lot of cards in it. You don't seem to play a lot of cards because you're recycling like 3 cards every turn. Most games I seem to have 30 cards in there for most of the time, and it's really weird. Okay, Mimikyu in the active. I have to use the Dunsparce. Maybe we'll get lucky with like a Lillie's or something. Ooh, okay. Can I get an Ignition Energy? Hello. Okay, so we have to, unfortunately, put the Fez into play. So we go Fezandipiti down. Because again, if we can bait them to put the Megazard in play, we just win through that. Ooh, hello. Hello, how are you? Okay, so we go Binding Mochi there. Sacred Ash. I want to put Brute Bonnet. Do I want double Brute Bonnet? We have a Pecharunt. I think it's just 1 Brute Bonnet. Because we're only doing 300 damage right now with the Dunsparce EX. And I have a win con here. That's unfortunate. Okay, so if I go Buddy-Buddy Poffin for... Oh, man, if I put the Nymble down... No, I think we go Dunsparce. Right, because again, the Dunsparce EX is still our good win condition right now. Jumping Shot. I go into Mimikyu. So there's several permutations. This is going in the YouTube video, win, loss, or tie. If they drop their pants, that's fine. So the only way they can knock out the Mimikyu this turn is with Spiky Hopper. If they use Spiky Hopper, the Dunsparce EX wins me the game. So that's kind of what I'm going for. If that doesn't work, I can go Nymble into Lokix if I get Forest of Vitality. If they go for the Fezandipiti, that makes things a little sketchy. Because then I have to rely on an Iono to 1 to get me out of this. So that would be less than ideal. So we don't want them to knock out the Fez unless it's with a Mega Charizard. If they knock out the Fez with a Mega Charizard, we are happy like Pharrell. They're not going to take the knockout with Charmeleon. Okay, they are not going to do that. They do not see that. They are not going to do that. They're going to use the Spiky Hopper, because if they take the knockout with Charmeleon, then that's 100. I have one. Wait, are they seriously going for the knockout with Charmeleon? Wait. Seriously? But that's the worst thing they could have done. What? I think that's the worst play they could have done, right? Okay, so yeah, we want to... What? Okay, no, this is fine. This is fine. We got all the things. We're going to put a Brute Bonnet down. I'm going to put the Nymble into play. I think, yeah, we go Ignition Energy on you. Iono. Watch this fail miserably. Okay, that's not good. Just give me the EX. Come on. The one time where the Dunsparce EX has done all the things. This is your moment to shine, the Dunsparce EX. I've always believed in you, buddy. I know you can do it. No! Okay. We're going to lose now. So let's go find... Oh, wait. Do I want to find a friend? I think I actually have to retreat. So we're going to retreat into the Pecharunt. Go Forest of Vitality, Air Balloon, and then end turn. Wow, that could have... We could have done it. I wanted to do it so badly. All right, so there are bosses and an energy away from winning. You know, they might go for the Nymble. I don't think they're going to go for the Nymble. And if they just knock out the Pecharunt or something... Oh, I should have retreated into the Nymble. So I think actually retreating into the Nymble would have been the correct call, because then they steady fire breathing for the knockout. I get Fezandipiti, but that relies on Iono not being a lie, and we all know Iono is a lie. You know, their strategy was essentially just hope that I don't get it like that. And, you know, they realized I'm facing a guy who PDCGL hates. You know, could have had Dunsparce for game. Could have had many things for game. Didn't get anything for game. He's embarrassing himself in front of Azul's viewers. And, okay, so that's not... I mean, they could have a counter... Mega Lopunny. Mega Lopunny is bad because... Oh, they got the Jet Energy. Oh, no. I do not have the streamer client installed, clearly. Okay. Actually, we still have a chance. No, because they'll just go get the Megazard. How did this not work? How did this fail so miserably? How could we end up here? And then we get all of our counter catchers. All right. We lost the game. I'm sorry. I knew going off to such a good start was going to come back to bite us. And it very clearly did. Yeah, and then we can go to Dunsparce. We were so close. And wow, we just got nothing. We got absolutely hosed here. All right, so we'll put the low kicks down. And then Nymble... Dunsparce, not another Nymble. We were one card away from winning the entire game. We had several ways to win. You know, we had way too many ways to win the game. They're just a Mega Charizard away from winning, or a Energy. Damn you, PDCGL. That one we should have won. I know I did it for the funnies, you know, Azul rated, so I thought, hey, let's go the funny route. If I played it a little safer and not taken the knockout so early, we probably had a better chance of winning, because an Iono to 1 was very bad. But I mean, we should have won that game. We were a Dudunsparce EX away from winning. We were a Forest of Giant Plants away from winning that game if we just got Nymble and low kicks and ignition. So I choose to believe in an alternate universe, we won that game.